And then you get this thing from NPR. This thing right here.
Yeah, I resonated with this because this is part of this discussion we're having. Here's the headline. A lack of credit history creates financial obstacles for immigrants. And as a first-generation American whose parents were immigrants, I resonated this because I went, oh my gosh, this is my parents' story. Here's what it says. What may seem like an immigrant cliche actually happens every day. Foreigners arrive in the U.S. with big dreams and a few dollar bills in their wallet. That was true for both of us reporting this story. And it goes on to say the U.S. economy counts on you to borrow money and stay into debt. And the epitome of all this is the credit score, which often snares newcomers into a financial catch-22, penalizing a lack of debt history and pushing many to take confusing, sometimes costly measures.
Ooh. Besides that, we need to support the U.S. economy because that's our first goal. My first goal is not to support the U.S. economy. My first goal is to make sure the Ramsey family is taken care of. The U.S. economy will have to deal with itself.
They'll figure it out. So that's what immigrants do.
It counts on you. It counts on you
Welcome
to borrow
to America.
Money and stay in debt.
You need a credit score to live here. That's pretty much what they tell you. And so how do you get a credit score, Dave? Well, you got to go into debt to get the score so you can go into more debt.
To get the score. So you can go into debt to get the score.
Oh, my gosh.
So the great American dream, when you add this method to it, turns into the great American nightmare for a lot of first-generation immigrants.
Oh, yeah. And they play this game because they were told they had to play the game. Mm-hmm. And then they realize, wait, where's the American dream? We're broke up to our eyeballs in car loans, credit cards, personal loans, student loans, medical debt, mortgages.
Now, your family was Middle Eastern.
Yes.
So we've done a lot of work in the Spanish community, people coming from various countries in the Latin world. And a lot of them don't have a trust of banks. And so they haven't fallen for this, if they're particularly their entry-level socioeconomic. Okay, now if they come in higher brow.
They're heavier cash users.
Yeah, heavier, complete.
It's under the bed.
It's literally in a box under the bed. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's not a metaphor. It's a shoe box with $100 bills under the bed because they don't trust banks to not go broke because they came from a banana republic of some kind, that the banking system was not reliable. And so they don't fall for this because they're not going to go into debt. Now, what they do fall for is other things, title pawn and other crap, you know. But what happens is people like your mom and dad, they often get Americanized in the worst ways.
They adapt to the culture, and part of that is this toxic money culture that says you got to go into debt. And where does that lead us? Well, U.S. household debt now surpasses $17 trillion. Now, here's what's interesting, Dave. Comparing that to the European Union, which has more households and yet less than half of that amount in debt, which tells me that debt is the most aggressively marketed product in American history. And we are so good. America's number one in a lot of things, and debt is one of them. Marketing is one of them. And here's a great quote from a Stanford economic sociologist. Being financially responsible in the U.S. has come to mean borrow and repay. That pretty much sums up how you've been doing this for 30 years, Dave. Everyone was told, if you want to be financially responsible, borrow money and repay it back and do that over and over again until you die. And then maybe one day you'll hopefully be able to retire. Whew. It's insane. So I think it's time for a cultural shift here.
Well, you just want to say, hey, don't, you got here for the Statue of Liberty. Don't give up your liberty. Don't sign up for slavery.
You come here for freedom and you lose it.
Yeah, the first day, sign up for MasterCard. That's your first thing to do. Once you're looking for liberty, but you go get a Master first thing. Yeah, that's not our American distress. We can sign up for that. Or discovering bondage. Yeah, all for 2% back. Don't forget. $2.
Land of the free, home of the broke.